Hi guys, welcome back. So today we're going to be doing the Kitana Mavado showcase. I know it's a bit late, but I wanted to make sure this cameo was actually good. I did an entire Kitana Mavado Elder God run with mainly just these two, and ended pretty well. I think my record was around like 78 or something to 3, some stupid shit. But regardless, I think this cameo is pretty good. Do I think he is as good as Jax, Janet, Striker, Chameleon? Probably not. Taking an HP loss is already annoying in itself, but he does have some really stylish confirms. He has good pressure. He has good set play. He gives us a throw combo, which we never get as Kitana, so that's pretty good. He gives us a 1-1-2 confirm. He gives us all types of stuff, but let's just get into the showcase. We're going to start with the same format we always do, which is going to be combos first. We're going to go into specific cameo calls and how they help Kitana. We're going to go into tech, and then we're going to end on a final thoughts. But before we get into the combos, I do want to say I am not going to include a bunch of metered combos with this character. He has a lot of different routes. There's a ton of stuff you can do with him, but as far as optimally and like damage, it doesn't change much, right? So just before, if I was to do like whatever this blah 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 whatever 42%, and then I was to do the exact same thing, 42%. You see, like, it's not really worth spending a bar unless you want either the knockdown situation or you just want to be stylish. So I'm not going to include all that. You guys can just know off of any fan lift you can do an EX fan toss, or you don't even need to do an EX fan toss. You can do a wind bomb under their feet and you can hit them into it. But without further ado, let's get into the combos. Okay, so the first thing we're going to be speaking about is going to be Mavado's back cameo call. Pretty simple one to go over, so that's what I'm going over at first. I wouldn't recommend it as a combo ender unless you're going for a brutality, of course. It does offer good Oki if it does hit them, so even though we are both getting hit, you get up first and you're able to meaty them. They try to wake up button 0-1 every single time, but regardless, it actually is good for anti-zoning. Certain things you can trade with and stuff, which is fine, but for example, Sindel down back 1. Very easy to trade with fan, but if I don't want to trade, I can actually just pull her out of her animation and get Oki, like take my turn, which is a lot better sometimes than a trade, of course, unless it's EX down back 3 trade, because that's one of the best projectile trades in the game. But regardless, that's really all there is. Oh, actually, Wind Bomb is actually something I want to speak about when it comes to that. So during zoning and stuff, or in general, when you set up Wind Bomb, you can actually pull them into it with Mavado. This is pretty common and not that hard to do. And actually, it works with both Mavado. So like, if somebody else is using Mavado, they can also pull themselves into your Wind Bomb, which is hilarious. I've had it happen a few times actually. I posted it on Twitter. But yeah, stuff like that is pretty common. So that's also cool. But most importantly, what it's actually good for is that it's plus on block. So this is plus 8. It alters. Sometimes it's plus 11. I think it might be depending on whether they're crouching or not. Let me check. Yeah, see, it's more plus when they're crouching. So it all just depends, but it is just very good. It actually gels off of our 1-1. So with Mavado, we get a 1-1-2 auto shimmy confirm, which is very, very good. But you can also double down by going for auto shimmy and gelling it into that, and being plus 10 in their face. You get a forward 1 check, or like a throw, or just good pressure, which Kitana lacks. So that's pretty good as well. Other than that, I don't think there's very much else to say about this cameo. This cameo call. I think that's really about it. If I'm missing something, I'll add it in. But very simple, not much to it. Hit me. I didn't do it. That was him using Mavado. Next cameo call we're going to speak about is going to be Mind Toss. Now, honestly, I should have spoke about this one first. This one's also very simple. There's not much to talk about. It's a good offensive and defensive cameo call. Since it is an ambush assist, if you watching me like fight, I literally start mashing R1 at certain times, like when I want them to get off of me or something, like fighting Kinshi, I just literally mash R1, or when I'm getting knocked down and it's like very close to the end of the game, I just mash it out. Like, you can block, it's really good in that sense, but it's also good offensively. Kitana gets throw combos with it, so if you wait until after the second hit and throw it out, it will hit them, and you get a follow-up. Pretty good follow-up, like 24%, if I remember correctly. Yeah, about 24%, not even optimal. Pretty good. We don't get throw combos anywhere, so that's actually huge. You could use it to extend pressure, so if I was doing stuff like this, I could have a mine under them, get extra chip, or if I wanted to check them with back 2-4 and like try to not make them press out after my stagger, I can do the same thing here and cover myself. And if, of course, if they get hit, they get launched, and if they block, we get more pressure. So that's pretty good. Other than that, she can do it after block strings, like mid block strings. If you want to really throw somebody off, a lot of people will not press when they see this mine even come out on the field because they're scared of getting launched. But so staggers, like standing 2 and to mine into back throw is real. Like, people get hit by that all the time. You can do it off of, I think, even this, just grab them into it, like a whole bunch of stuff. There's lots of interesting things you can do with Mind Toss and just throw them into it, and just in general it's a pretty good assist for all types of, once again, defensive and offensive options. Pretty good. Hey, come here.
Oh, Retro's Retro tore this bitch off the fucking bone.
Oh, I fucking hate Mavado. Like,
I was about to say.
Okay, now we're going to be speaking about both his down and forward cameo call. These are both combo extenders, as well as something that I want people to understand about this cameo and why it's kind of stupid. Is, like, think of characters like Kung Lao who have an armor launcher. The thing about it is you are committing to that armor launcher, and regardless of if they block or get hit, you are going to be spending a resource. Or in general, if any confirm, you're going to be spending a resource, whether they block it or not, unless you're hit confirming. With this cameo, since things do not come out on block, with things like our 1-1-2 auto shimmy and just things in general, you can honestly just mash it, and if they get hit, they get hit, and you get a launcher, and if they don't, it just doesn't come out, so you don't waste any resources. So, for example, 1-1-2. If I'm just going to be mashing up R1, it's going to come out on hit, and eventually when she blocks, I'm still mashing it, I get nothing. She got hit, now it gets launched, she blocks, I get nothing. This is on random, by the way, so I'm just literally mashing the same thing, and it comes out if they get hit. If they don't, I get to keep all my resources, and I get to stockpile resources for a grab combo. So it's pretty interesting, and kind of dumb, honestly, if we're being real. But you lose 100 HP, so you might as well get all you can. But regardless, very good. It's once again good for our combo extension. I already showed combos in the beginning, so you guys see how it's going to be used there. But in general, like, just off of straight hits, very common. Like people jumping and getting hit by a fan, you just can call, Kameo call, and send them back forward towards you, and then continue your combo. It's very good for stuff like that. In general, it's just a really good assist, honestly. Very good. Don't have to hit confirm. Very good random straight hit damage, like from full screen, literally throw a fan, and if they get hit, or a down back 3 trade, for example, like certain moves trade with EX down back 3. And when they do that, if she gets hit, it's hard to confirm, but not with Mavado. If you get that trade, you literally just hit them towards you, and they'll come flying regardless. It's really dumb, and very good. So that's kind of it for that Kameo call. There's really, once again, not too much to speak about on that one. Another thing, I'm back, I lied. Another thing I wanted to talk about is actually, I don't know how I could forget this, that assist call is actually used for our unblockable setups, which is huge because we get unblockable setups mid-screen and in the corner using this Kameo call. And that's not something that's common for Kitana. Like, it's really easy to get it in the corner, of course, off of anything, but mid-screen is a different story. And he's one of the only cameos that do give that. So, like, for example, off of any straight hit like this, into that, blah, 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 blah. Oh, wait, I did it too early. Hold on. There you go. And I could just dash up, grab her into it, as well as if I did something like this. Same thing, actually. Boom, boom, boom. Hit them back towards you. And then you can grab them as well. So stuff like that is really, really good. It's actually really crazy because off of our armored launcher, which normally is going to be like around what? It's heavily skilled, 25%, up to 30 if you spin bars or Kameo call. Oh, two Kameo assists. But in general, it's really, really good because mid-screen we get a armored launch. I mean, we get a unblockable setup using our armored launcher, which is really crazy, and it's almost always worth going for because of that scale damage, so there's no reason to not. You do the same thing, like boom, grab them into it or whatever. Stuff like that is really, really good. It's like a lot of damage for absolutely nothing, and you're able to get the unscaled version. So like imagine hitting somebody with your armored launcher and then they get hit for 60% off of an armored launcher. It's really actually very good, very good. But that's the only other thing I wanted to speak about regarding this Kameo call. Okay, so this next one is going to have a couple different sections talking about tech and all types of different things. But firstly, let's talk about just it on a base level. So we have the OTG. It only comes out on hit, so if you knock somebody down, you are able to press down Kameo call and it will hit them. A few things about this is it does around 5%, I think, so an extra 5% on top of anything that you do. It used to do 6, but they just nerfed the damage by 1%. Don't really know why, but that's what they did. Regardless, very, very good for stuff like that. Like imagine you're chasing down Kitana, and she hits you with a sweep, which is very common when you're trying to run in, and you don't block the OTG, you get sent full screen, now you have to walk your way all the way back in. Very annoying to deal with. But regardless if they block it or not, you are very plus. I'm plus 20 right there. I delayed it a little bit. Depending on how late you delay it, the more plus you are, of course. So if I'm mashing it here, I'm plus 4. But if I delay it a little bit, I am plus 27. You see, like it changes all the time. Another thing, so if she was to be wanting to wake up, you cannot wake up against this. It will not come out. You'll get stuffed, so she's forced to block. Like she's not able to wake up at all. And if she was to not be blocking and try to wake up, she will get hit. Very, very, very good. Another thing I would like to point out is that you're able to delay this a lot. So depending on your ender and how plus you are, you're able to delay it very, very, very late. So Kitana has a very good ender, which is her jump 112. It is also our safe jump. Depending on your height in the corner, it's very good, up to plus like what, 46. So if I am mid screen, or if I'm just ending a combo in general, I'm going to take her a little bit more towards the corner. And I was to have her be on wake up. So, and I was to do something like this. Jump 1, 1, 2. Call it. You see how she gets armor broke? And I could actually... that works against the entire cast. Nobody can wake up against that unless you're like an EX Johnny Nut Punch or an Astra Armor. Like, it's very good. And you can come off of it. I use it against Tanya a lot. Stuff like that is very good. Yeah, like for trying to wake up. You cannot wake up out of it. It's actually kind of a hard to blockable. And if they do block it, you're plus because of the OTG. There's a lot of stuff with this. It's very, very good. I just would recommend, honestly, if you get a stray knockdown, why not use it? Like, genuinely, that's my mindset with it. Why not use it? There's a lot of setups and stuff with it, and I'll definitely put them in after this, and then we'll go to the next one. But it is very good. Probably my favorite Kameo call on this Kameo, maybe, besides mine. I really like mine as well. But yeah, on to the next one. Well, actually, on to tech, and then on to the next one.
Fight.
So if you follow me on Twitter, you have seen me post about this setup a few times. Basically, if you hit a jump in on the same frame as a Mavado low, you get unscaled 2-tip situations against the entire cast. This is not Kitana specific. I have done it with Johnny, I have done it with Melina as well, but it is very, very good. You can do this with jump 3 or jump 2. Jump 2 restands, but jump 3 is easier to do, so it just depends, and it is a 1-frame link. You have to hit it on the same frame. So, regardless, in order to block this, you would need to be blocking low. You can delay this setup for delay wake up. So yeah, so to block it, you would have to block a jump in low, which is confusing in itself. And then if you wanted to mix it up, you can just do a jump in raw, and they would have to block that overhead. So it's kind of a little mix-up situation like right there as well, but it requires a lot of grinding. It is kind of hard, but I will showcase me doing it in a few matches right here.
Share screen that. I want to see it.
You can't be talking to me while I'm playing. It'd be messing me up. Oop, that was a mistake.
Don't-
What was that?
Can you? Fuck out of here.
I do not know what I just got hit by.
Oh my god.
Okay, so the last cameo assist we're going to speak about is going to be his flawless block cameo assist. Very forgotten, but very, very good. It is very resource dependent, so you're not going to see it every single game. It costs 2 bars and it costs 1 cameo bar, so that is a lot of resources, which sucks. But honestly, when I tell you, this has saved me a lot of times in specific matchups like Kenshi versus Kitana. I actually really like Kitana Mavado into it. Not only do you have mind to try to mash your way out of stuff if he has a gap and hope it saves you, hope he doesn't hit Mavado, you also have a flawless block mechanic as well as an armored launcher. So like, there's a lot of ways to get out of Sento, and honestly, when you're fighting Kenshi, you're going to be wanting to flawless block Sento regardless. This attack can kill, this attack will send them flying full screen, and I want to say this attack, don't quote me on this, but unless you delay it a lot, they cannot block it. Like, once that flawless block is active, you just straight up hit them. I have never seen anybody block it before. I've tried to lab it and block it. Unless I delay it a ton, I could not block it at all. So, regardless, I have Sindel here set to reversal down 1 me. You know it's a reversal because she is punishing my down 1. And Kitana has a lot of strings, like 1, 1, 2, which is -4. You have forward 1, 2. All of her strings play around -7, -4, -5, -6, like stuff like that. So if I was to go for this, lost blocker and hit her, it will knock her back. You can actually combo off of this. There you go. So, you know, it's really scaled, but you can come off of it, which is kind of crazy. So honestly, it's pretty good. In general, would I recommend using it all the time? No. Certain matchups and certain times you don't want to, you want to stockpile resources as this character. But in general, it's a good thing to be able to have as an option, and very good against heavy pressure characters like Johnny and Kenshi and stuff like that when you just want them to get away from you and you want to play lame. Very good for that. Alright, this video is becoming huge, so I think it's safe to end it here and give my final thoughts on Mavado. So overall, once again, I did an Elder God run with just this cameo. I think he is very, very good. not once again, I already said at the beginning, I don't think he's as good as others, but in specific ways as far as like sluggishness of jacks and just comfortability, I think he is very simple. He feels really good and is comfortable to use. If you want something more simple, then I think he's a great option for that. Like once again, you can really just play a very good grounded game into like throw combos and your 1-1-2 auto shimmy and just stuff like that. Play very like straightforward, which some people like more than like, you know, trying to do all the unblockable stuff with jacks and switching stances as chameleon all day and stuff like that. Gannett Syntho stance, like you don't have to worry about any of that when you play this Kameo, so that's pretty good. But other than that, yeah, there's not much to say. I think I got everything across. If you guys need any more help, of course, feel free to message me on Twitter. My Twitter will be listed right here, and then just also comment below, add me on PlayStation, whatever. I pretty openly talk to whoever, and I'm not like weird about it, so yep. That's about it. I will see you guys on next time. Thank you guys for watching.